Right now, though, 20 years on from the final episode, there's the music. Brookside is back on our screens. The series is now available to stream, meaning that you can watch iconic moments like this all over again.
What is it? It's a hound.
Sheila.
But it came out that your copper son had had sex with an underage girl. Protecting his career, were ya?
What's happening? What's going on, Mike? Did we get him? Mike?
And that was only a wee tiny taste of it. Claire Sweeney and Louis Emmerich, who played, of course, Lyndsey Corkhill and Mick Johnson, join me now. So good to see you. Isn't this exciting?
Oh, it's great.
brilliant.
But it's back, it's back, it's back.
I can't believe the response.
I know. At the moment, it's on STV iPlayer, but hopefully it'll be on ITV1 as well, because that would make perfect sense. But we can go right back to the very, very, very start. How cool.
Well, I was a fan of the show, and I remember working on the cruise ships, and my mum used to send me the Betamax tapes, and it was all around your siege story.
Oh, the siege
with
Jenny, yeah.
And the stalker.
Yeah, Jenny the stalker, yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
The thing about it is, the storylines back then, you know, are so relevant today. It really was, you know, people go, oh, trailblazing. It really was, wasn't it? Because all the storylines that we will relive again, they're all happening now.
Well, you think about it now. I mean, we've got the strikes going on now. I mean, that was a couple of years after the winter discontent.
It was indeed.
Which was happening, you know?
It was.
And when you think about it as well, then, I don't know if you remember, Claire, about the sort of plague, then COVID storyline, and we hated that storyline.
And we thought it was mental, didn't we? The plague.
We hated
when everyone
it.
got sick, yeah.
That's right.
And you had, it was the COVID of 25 years ago.
For goodness sake.
Yeah.
It was like they were looking in a crystal ball.
Yeah.
Phil had this brilliant instinct as well. I remember with my Thailand storyline, he'd write a storyline, we'd film it, and then it came out 5 weeks later, didn't it?
Yeah.
And often the same storyline would be in the press. So when we were filming it, we'd be thinking, this is a bit far-fetched.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he seemed to hit the nail on the head. Something had happened in the press with a similar story.
Gosh, it's remarkable. I mean, will you be watching? Do you think you'll be watching, dipping in and out?
I watched the first episode last night.
What was it like
which
to watch?
I hadn't watched anyway. And you know what I was saying to Claire? Apart from the cars,
Right.
you know, showing the age, it still looked fresh. Because the houses still look the same as the, you know,
And the story's
now.
still relevant.
And the stories, and you had the the Collinses who were moving from a lovely area to Wirral, which they would dumbing down to go to Brookside, you know. And you had Amanda Burton there. And
Jeez, and I remember going to see it, and it was absolutely revolutionary because you were filming in houses.
Real houses.
Yeah.
And people live in those houses now.
Do they now?
They sold them, didn't they?
Yeah,
Have you
yeah.
been back?
I went back about 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah.
And
Was it weird? Was it
It was
strange to
weird,
go back?
because I expected I would knock on my door and open the door to myself.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, that's funny.
it was great.
I know. It's quite remarkable, and I think people will really, really enjoy it. I really do. I think
it's
they
great that it's
That's
on
the
STV
sound
as
of me,
well,
the
you know.
response, because there was a campaign for ages, wasn't there? Bring Brookside
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
And I kind of just thought, oh, this is never going to happen. It's a bit crazy. And now I'm almost starting to think, God, like they could actually remake it or do a special.
Do you know they
Reboot,
could?
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's going to take a wee while because obviously there's quite a lot of episodes to catch up with,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But when they do, it would make absolute sense because everybody is going to go, right, what happened next then? What happened? Why are we not doing this now? Maybe? Would
Well,
you
the
be
only
up
thing
for
is
it,
we all
maybe?
have to be in bungalows or have stair lifts now, because we're...
No, behave.
And Sue Johnno's availability and Anna Friel's and Vicky Tomo's.
But I'd love to see you all again. I mean, we can, you know, we can relive it. And of course, you've gone from doing so much, both of you, which is we're going to see you with Arnold Schwarzenegger soon, I believe.
That little
yeah, which is
wannabe actor, yeah.
fantastic. There you go.
Oh, yeah?
That is
I'm his
so
vice
good.
president on that, yeah.
Oh, excellent. And Claire, you've done so much, especially musical theatre, so many things.
Yeah, I've done loads. I was very lucky after Brookside. You know, my dream was always to do musical theatre.
Of course.
And I managed to carry on doing it, but things have gone great since you know, that's the thing about Brookside. I remember in those days, when people left a soap, they never really did much after that because you were so typecast. But with Brookside, it seemed to be a
different.
law unto itself. You had Sue Johnson, Amanda Burton, Ricky Tomo. Everyone seemed to do well after leaving.
No, that's very true. You're right. Again, that was the trailblazing. Now, there was a BAFTA award-winning performance on Brookside, I think you'll find. And Eamon and I, back in... Now, this has to be, because I'm pregnant at the time with Rosie, so this has to be 29 years ago.
Look at that.
And they came
Mary
on.
Town.
It never went on GMTV, but it went in Brookside. I do apologise for my hair and my fashion choices. I'll get that out there now.
With age.
Oh, Jesus, I haven't. I look back on that and I think, did I not have any pals to tell me to say, don't wear that.
80s.
Don't wear that. Don't get your hair cut short. You look like a crazy woman. But that was such a thrill for us to be part of Brookside because I actually went in Brookside. She was the wife of a politician.
That's right.
And she was coming on to tell her story.
Oh,
There was
okay.
a sex scandal or some sort of big, huge scandal. And do you know what? I think you're right. I think shortly after that there was a very similar scandal.
Yeah.
He knows things.
He does.
Redmayne,
He
yeah.
Redmayne knows
I think he sold his soul to the
things.
devil to get all those stories. I think that's what it was. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean?
But you must look back on that time with huge affection.
I loved every minute of it.
was
I mean,
happy
I only
times,
went in
wasn't
for
it?
one episode and then stayed there 12 years.
Well, I remember working
loved
with you in
everyone.
the Chippy as well.
Oh, yeah.
We were lucky I got to work with you. Like, it was a couple of years, our
Yeah,
storyline,
yeah.
wasn't it, there? And it was just, we were like in a bubble because we weren't in London. We were up in Liverpool on our own.
yeah.
And it was just such a happy time.
And it was the whole crew as well, because we were all close to each other in
Yes.
terms of where we ate and all like that. And so with the
was a
crew and the
team.
admin, it was a
Yeah,
real
A real
family
team.
atmosphere.
And
you know.
Brookside was the cool soap.
It was,
the
wasn't it? It
cool
was, you
soap
know.
that everybody wanted to be in.
Yeah,
It was the cool
it
soap.
was
And
had
now
that
it's
street
there
cred.
all over again. The first series of Brookside is available to stream on STV Player right now. I mean, I just think it's a great idea. It's just a great idea, and it's a joy to see both of you. Thank you
Oh,
so
and
much.
you,
Thanks for
Lorraine.
having
Come back and
Always
see me
a
anytime.
pleasure.
Come back
Lovely.
and give Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, he keeps minding me. I say, not now, Arnie.
I
come
know,
on.
it's annoying, isn't it? But I can't wait to see that movie. It's going to be really good.